We are starting our next lesson. We have today's lesson and Monday's lesson, and then we're done. So yesterday we learned how to do what with radicals? Add and subtract. Today we're learning how to multiply, which you've already kind of learned how to do. So really today is just a big review, but adding a couple of things in. So I want to skip this example for right now because it starts off, that example is kind of hard. I want to start off on a lighter note. So if you look at 1, that's just a 2 that is outside of your parentheses. So we need to distribute. But the big thing to remember is you can only multiply outside with outside, inside with inside. So, will you open the door, Gabby? So this square root of 3, this square root of 3 has a what in front of it? 1, because it's invisible, so it's a 1. So 2 times 1 is 2. So this turns into 2 square root of 3. And then we also have to distribute the 2 to the 4. So 2 times 4 is 8, and then square root of 5. Remember from yesterday, if they do not have the same thing, you cannot combine this. So 3 and 5 are different. They cannot be simplified, so that is your final answer. Okay, let's look at 2. Let's look at 2. The difference between 1 and 2 is that here, that was just a number, 2. In this case, it's a square root. So we still have to distribute it, same thing, but you have to multiply inside by inside. So the square root of 6 times the square root of 3 is the square root of 18. 18. What's in front of the square root of 6? 1. So 1 times negative 2 is just negative 2. What's the square root of 6 times the square root of 6? 6. Right? The square root of 6 times the square root of 6 is just 6. Remember the trick. It's going to save you so much time. Please remember the trick. So this simplifies to be the square root of 18 minus 12. But stop. Can we reduce 18? Yes. Hold on. Yes. Yes. And the square root of 36 is? It's just 6. And so circle 6. If you need to do it that way, you can. Okay? Well, when you take the square root of 36, 36 is just 6 and 6. So when you circle that, it's just 6. But the shortcut that I'm trying to teach y'all is whenever you multiply the square root by the same square root, square root of 6 times the square root of 6 is just 6. The square root of Riley times the square root of Riley is just Riley. If you multiply it by 2 square roots, it just becomes the same thing. Square root of 700 times the square root of 700 is just 700. Yes?
So why is the square root different?
Because the square root of 6 times the square root of 6 is the square root of what?
6.
No. The square root of 6 times the square root of 6 is the square root of 36. But the square root of 36 is just 6. I'm just trying to teach y'all how to save time and cut out that middle piece. Okay? Now, 18 breaks down to 9 and 2. 9 breaks down to 3 and 3. So you can circle that. And now our 18 comes down to 3 square root of 2 minus 12. Justin, will you turn the air on, please? Okay, now, we are doing a lesson a day, and none of you, except for 2 people, came to get help. So if you don't come to get help, I'm assuming you're good. So, low cool. So it's on you to come get extra help. We do have to finish doing a lesson a day. So if you don't come, I'm assuming you're good. You're good to go. Okay, let's do another one. Let's do number 3. We have to distribute the square root of 5. The square root of 5 times the square root of 5 is just... We'll give it to him. It's just 5. Square root of 5 times the square root of 5 is just 5. The square root of 5 times the square root of 2 is the square root of 10. Can 10 break down to 5? Well, 10 can break down to 5 and 2, but can I circle anything? No, so it stays the same. Okay, now let's go back up to the example I skipped. There are 2 sets of parentheses, which means I have 2 binomials, and when we have 2 binomials, we have to FOIL. We have to FOIL. So first times first, outer times outer, inner times inner, last times last. So let's do it one step at a time, slowly, and pay attention. First times first. So inner times inner, last times last. Outer times outer, what's 3 times 4? So you get 12. Square root of 2 times the square root of 20 is the square root of 40. So we did F. We did first. Now we need to do the 2 outer terms. This one and the square root of 8. So 3 times the invisible 1 is just 3. And then the square root of 2 times the square root of 8 is the square root of 16. So we did first, we did outer. Now let's do inner, the 2 inners. So negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Square root of 5 times the square root of 20 is the square root of 100. So we did first, outer, inner. Now let's do the 2 last terms of both of these. Negative 2 times the invisible 1 is just negative 2. Square root of 5 times the square root of 8 is the square root of 40. No, we're not done. Okay, for now, let's go over here. Let's go to the side. Let's break down 40. What's 40 break down to be? 10 and 4, 2 and 20. 10 and 4. 4 breaks down to be 2 and 2. 10 breaks down to be 5 and 2. I can only circle one set. So I'm looking at just 12 square root of 40. The rest of this I'm not even looking at. Okay? We have one problem right now. That one problem is 12 square root of 40. And our job is to simplify it, which we did over here. So a 2 can come out of the house. So with the 12, we take a 2 out front. And then both 5 and 10 are left at home. And 5 times 2 is 10. So we get 12 times 2 that came out of the house. 5 and 2 were left. 5 and 2 make 10. Yes? Did you say 10 square root of 40 and then break it down? Yes, you could do it. There's a lot of different ways. Hold on. Okay, now we have this problem. What's the square root of 16? So this breaks down to be 4, and 3 times 4 is? Okay, well we took care of that one. 3 times 4 is 12. Now we have this problem. Well, what's the square root of 100? So this is 10. So negative 8 times 10 is negative 80. Okay, so you see how I'm breaking this down. We did all 3 of those. Now we're left with negative 2 square root of 40. Didn't we just simplify the square root of 40? Yes. So negative 2 stays out front. 40 broke down to be 2 square root of 10. So bring your 2 out front, and 10 stays at home. So now, what's 12 times 2? 24. So let's write this down one more time before we combine. 12 times 2 is 24 square root of 10. You can go ahead and combine these two middle terms. They're just numbers. 12 minus 80, negative 68. And then negative 2 times 2 is negative 4 square root of 10. So we have one more step, and it's to combine 24 minus 4. So we have negative 68. 24 minus 4 is, so plus 20 square root of 10. And that is our final answer. That's fine. 20 square root of 10 minus 68, that's fine. It works either way. And you got the same thing? You should get the same thing. It really shouldn't matter. It's just personal preference. Now, a lot of you are thinking, do I have to go that far on my test? Do I have to show that much work? Your test is 20 questions. 18 of those are multiple choice. So if you don't finish it to the very end, you aren't going to see your answer. Okay? So that's my advice. 2 of those are not multiple choice, and the 2 that aren't multiple choice are the 2 graphs. Remember the graph we made that looks like this? It started here and then it went like that?
Yeah, I remember that.
That should be a bonus.
Okay, what I need you to do right now. Shh. Oh, hold on. Let's look at 5. What does 5 look like?
Like you said, it looks like the
what's it called? Conjugate. 5 is the conjugate. Do you see that? 2 minus 4 square root of 2. Same numbers. The only thing that's different is the sign. So don't FOIL this out. If you see, oh my goodness, I see this is a conjugate. Do not waste your time FOILing this out. Just do first and last. 2 times 2 is 4. It's always a minus. 4 times 4 is 16. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is just 2. So that's 4 minus 32, which equals negative 28. Don't waste your time foiling it all out if you see it's a conjugate. Hey, what happens if there's a squared right here? You have to write it twice. So if there's a squared, that means you have to write the same problem, square root of 3 plus square root of 6, and then FOIL it. Okay? So I need you to work on 4, 6, 7, and 8. 4, 6, 7, 8. Those are the 3 you're doing right now. 4, 6, 7, 4 you're doing. 4, 6, 7, 8.